Happy morning, students. Today we are going to enter into the third unit of Honeysuckle Classics. Taro's Reward. Taro's Reward is the third prose of Honeysuckle. This is a story about a thoughtful and loving son. He works hard to fulfill his parents' wishes and gets some unexpected help. Taro's Reward. A young woodcutter named Taro lived with his mother and father on a lonely hillside. All day long he chopped wood in the forest. Though he worked very hard, he earned very little money. Say the name of the boy is Taro. He is a woodcutter. He lived along with his father and mother on a lonely hillside. All day long he chopped wood in the forest. His work is to chop wood. Though he worked very hard, he earned very little money. The boy worked day and night, but he can earn only a very little money. This made him sad, for he was a thoughtful son and wanted to give his old parents everything they needed. The person who cuts is known as woodcutter. See the picture. The boy Taro is a woodcutter. He lived with his father and mother. They are old parents. He lived with them in a lonely place that is near the hillside. His work is to chop woods. Day and night he worked very hard. Even though he worked very hard, he can earn only a little money. This made him very sad. Taro became very sad for his work, that is, he is working from day to night, but he can earn only a little money. But he wanted to give his parents everything they needed. He is a very good son to their parents. He wanted to give all the needed things to them. One evening, when Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of their hut, a strong wind began to blow. It whistled through the cracks of the hut and everyone felt very cold. Suddenly, Taro's father said, "I wish I had a cup of sack. It would warm me and do my old heart good." Say, one evening when Taro and his parents were sitting in the corner of their hut, Taro and his parents were sitting in a corner of their hut. They lived in a small hut. They lived in the, that is, they are sitting in a corner of their hut. A strong wind began to blow on that evening. A strong wind began to blow on that evening. It whistled through the cracks. What is the meaning of whistled? Whistle through the cracks. Whistle through means that is passed through a whistling sound. A sound produced by the wind. That is known as whistle. Whistle through the cracks. What do you mean cracks? Cracks means narrow gaps are openings of the hut. They can see the cracks in the hut and everyone felt very cold. Suddenly, Taro's father said, "I wish I had a cup of sack. It would warm me and do my old heart good." That is, on the evening, what happened? They were sitting near corner of their hut. A strong wind began to blow. A strong wind blows on the day and it whistled through the cracks of the hut. They can see the cracks, that is the openings of the hut, and everyone felt very cold with this opening of the hut. Both the father and mother felt very cold. What did the father say? That is, father said, Taro's father said that he want to have a cup of sack. It will warm him and do my old heart. That is, it will do his old heart good. What is the meaning of sack here? Shake. It is a popular Japanese drink. Shake is a popular Japanese drink. This made Taro sadder than ever, for the heart-warming drink called sack was very expensive. How could I earn more money? He asked himself. How do I get a little sake off for my poor old father? He decided to work harder than before. That is, his father, Taru's father, asked Taru to give him sadder. But this made him very excited that the purchasing, that is the amount for getting that is sack is very expensive. The sack is very expensive, but it is a heartwarming drink. His father liked to drink it, but he can earn only a less amount of money. He thinks by himself, how do I earn more money? He want to get more money to buy this sack. What he want to do? He thinks by himself, how do I get a little sack for my poor old father? So Taru decided to work harder than before. Next morning, Taru jumped out of bed earlier than usual and made his way to the forest. He chopped and cut as the sun climbed, and soon he was so warm that he had to take off his jacket. His mouth was dry and his face was wet with sweat. My poor old father, he thought, if only he was as warm as I. And with that he began to chop even faster, thinking of the extra money he must earn to buy the steak to warm the old man's bones. The next morning, the next day, Taru woke up very earlier than his usual time from his bed, and he made his way to the forest. To earn more money, Taru chopped and cut as the sun climbed. Till the sun climbed, he worked very hard, and soon he was so warm. He worked very hard. He cut the wood and he is doing the same work repeatedly, and he became so tired. His mouth was dry and his face was wet with sweat. He thinks that my poor old father, he thinks about his poor old father, if only he was as warm as I. That is, if he works hard only, his father can be warm. And with that he can begin to chop even faster. Thinking of his old father, he began to chop even very faster and faster, thinking to earn extra money that he must earn to buy the same to his older father to save his bones. Then suddenly Taru stopped chopping. What was that sound? He cared. Could it possibly be rushing water? Taru could not remember ever seeing or hearing a rushing stream in that part of the forest. He was thirsty. The axe dropped out of his hands and he ran in the direction of the sound. For the past days, Taru didn't hear any sound of water in that area. But what happened today, when he is working hard and hard, he hears the sound of a streaming water in that part of the forest. On hearing the sound, he feels very thirsty. Taru feels very thirsty. What did he do? He just dropped out his hands, the axe from his hands, and he ran. Taru ran in the direction of the sound where he heard. Taru saw a beautiful little waterfall hidden behind a rock. Cunningly, at a place where the water flowed quietly, he cupped a little in his hands and put it to his lips. Was it water or was it shake? He tasted it again and again, and always it was the delicious shake instead of cold water. Taru saw the beautiful little waterfall hidden behind her rock. On hearing the sound of the water, rushing water, he went there, the direction of the sound, and he saw a beautiful little waterfall which was hidden and behind of a rock. Hinting at a place where the water flowed quietly, he cupped a little in his hand. That is, Taru, he cupped. What is the meaning of cupped? A little in his hands. That is, took some water in his hands. Taru took some of water in his hands and put it to his lips. He tasted. Was it water or was it sick? He was confused whether it is a water or it is a sick, because it tasted very nice. He didn't ever taste the water like this. He tasted it again and again, and always it was a delicious sick instead of cold water. He feels that it is not the water, it is only the delicious sick which was eagerly waiting for his father. Taru quickly filled the pitcher he had with him and hurried home. The old man was delighted with the sick. After only one swallow of the liquid, he stopped, shivering, and did a little dance in the middle of the floor. This is the pitcher which is in the hand of Taru. That is, a pitcher means a pot usually made of mud. Taru quickly filled the pitcher. See, look at the pitcher. He has a pitcher in his right side and he filled it. The old man was delighted with the shake. He filled the pitcher of the water, that is the sea, and he ran as fast as he could to the home. After only one swallow of the liquid, he stopped shivering and did it a little dance in the middle of the floor. He identified that it is the shape and he filled the pot, that is the pitcher, and he taken to his home and he danced in the middle of the floor. That afternoon, a neighbor stopped by for a visit. Taru's father politely offered her a cup of the sick. The lady drank it greedily and thanked the old man. Then Taru told her the story of the magic waterfall. Thanking them for the delicious drink, she left in a hurry. By nightfall, she had spread the story throughout the whole village. Listen. Taru gave to his father a big pot full of sick. That afternoon, that day itself, what happened? A neighbor, Taru's neighbor, came to visit his father. His father, that is Taru's father, politely offered her, that is to the lady, a cup of the sick. The lady drank it and she said thanks to the old man. Then Taru told her, to the lady, the story of the magic waterfall which he saw in the forest. The lady thanked him for this delicious drink and she left in a fraction of a minute from the home of Taru. By nightfall, that is within night, she spread the news, that is, she spread the story of the waterfall to everybody in the whole village. That evening, there was a long procession of visitors to the woodcutter's house. Each man heard the story of the waterfall and took a sip of the sick. In less than an hour, the pitcher was empty. See, on hearing this story, this news from the lady, everybody came to the Taru's house. That is, all the people in the place, that is the nearby Taru's home, they came to Taru's home to get some of the sake to taste. They gave the sake to everybody, but what happened finally? There is nothing left in the pitcher. In less than an hour, the pitcher was empty. The pot was empty. It becomes nothing in the pot. Next morning, Taru started for work even earlier than the morning before. Okay, Taru went to work before earlier. In his as usual works, he went earlier. He carried with him the largest pitcher. He carried with him a largest pot. he won't, for he intended first of all to go to the waterfall. He think that he want to first go to the waterfall to fill his big size pot full of sap. When he reached it, he found to his great surprise all his neighbors there. Before Taru reached there, he saw all his neighbors were standing there. He was very much surprised on seeing them. They were carrying pitchers, jars, buckets, anything they could find to the hold magic stick. They went near the waterfall by carrying a big size pot, jars and buckets, whatever things they had, they took with them and they stand before the waterfall to get the magic stick. Then one villager knelt and held his mouth under the waterfall to drink. He drank again and again and then shouted angrily, "Water, nothing but water." Others also tried, but there was no sap, only cold water. From his usual work, Taru woke up very early and then he reached the waterfalls to get a surf from the big pot, to get the surf from the waterfalls in his big pot. Before he goes to that area, to go to that place, he saw all the village people standing there with a big bucket, pot, vessels, what are the things they had. And what happened? A man from that place, that is in the crowd, he knelt down and he held his mouth under the waterfall to drink it. But what happened there? He drank again and he tasted, and then the man shouted angrily that it is only water, nothing but water. Others also tried, the villagers also tried, the other people, those who are standing there also, they tried. But finally they understand that this is only water, cold water, it is not the same. "We have been tricked," shouted the villagers. "Where is Taru? Let us drown him in this waterfall." But Taru had been wise enough to slip behind a rock when he saw how things were going. He was nowhere to be found. See, on drinking the water, the false water, the people of the village, they found out that is only a cold water, it is not the safe. They thought that Taru has done some magic. Okay, he has done some trick. But Taru had been wise enough to slip behind a rock. He didn't went before the people. He just hid himself behind a rock. When he saw how things were going, what were going there, he just saw everything and behind of a rock. Muttering their anger and disappointment, the villagers left the place one by one. Taru came out from his hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. Was the shake a dream? Once more he caught a little liquid in his hand and put it in his lips. It was the same fine shake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious shake. To everyone else, it gave only cold water. The people murmured from the place and they went outside. That is, leaving the forest, they left. Taru came out from his hiding place. No one is there in that place. Then Taru came out from the hiding place. Was it true? He wondered. He was thinking that it was a dream, whether it is a same or it is a cold water. He think by himself. Again he went nearby the waterfall. Once more he got a little liquid in his hand. The same what he has done in the first time, he is repeating now. He caught a little liquid in his hand and put it to his lips. It was the same fine shake. Again it gives the same shake. It is not the water for the Taru, but it is water only for the villagers, to the people. But for this poor boy Taru, it is only the shake. To the thoughtful son, the magic waterfall gave the delicious shake. To everyone else, it was only the cold water. The story of Taru and his magic waterfall reached the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taru. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. Listen, the story of Taru and his magic waterfall. About Taru and his magic waterfall, the messages everything was reached by the Emperor of Japan. He sent for the young woodcutter and rewarded him. The Emperor of Japan rewarded Taru with 20 pieces of gold for having been so good and kind. Taru was a good and kind person. Then he named the most beautiful fountain in the city after Taru. He named the Taru's name for the waterfalls. This, said the emperor, was to encourage all children to honor and obey their parents. On behalf of Taru's good qualities, his good mind, the Emperor of Japan named the waterfalls as Taru. This says that the Emperor of Japan wants to encourage all children to honor and to obey their parents. Now, let's learn the moral values of the prose Taru's Reward. The moral of the story of Taru's Reward is that one should always work hard to fulfill the dreams and wishes of the parents. A child should be thoughtful, obedient, and hardworking to make parents' lives happier. With hard work, one can get whatever he wants, and even nature helps that person with miracle. Now, let's learn the summary of the post Taru's Reward. Learn the summary of the prose Taru's Reward and find solutions for the following questions and send it back.